What makes directing fun is getting the opportunity to do a sequel, because in the first the first chapter of a movie, you fall in love with the characters and working with the cast, and Alec Baldwin's so fun. But then you also think like, well, how can we make the movie better? What did we learn from the first, And the first movie is very boy-centric, and we thought, wow, this is a great opportunity to have a strong female voice. And so we started developing the baby Tina character that would bring the brothers back together for one last mission, turn them back into kids again, so they'd have to reconcile their differences as adults, which was a fun idea to play with. But the character really kind of blossomed when we brought Amy Sedaris in to voice baby Tina, because we wanted the opposite of Boss Baby. We wanted someone who kind of reflected the voice of the new generation, who embraced family over business or work, have more of a positive idea, set of ideals, and embrace teamwork. And so Amy kind of invented this character along the way that just kind of represented Gen Z, I guess it would be. But she was a fun foil against Boss Baby.
Yeah, I love some of the themes that you just touched on. I think that kids as well as adults can really relate to a lot of the themes that you see in Boss Baby Family Business. Can you expand on that a little bit more?
Yeah, the first movie really focused on the two brothers. I think when we had the opportunity to do a sequel, Tim is now an adult and he has two daughters, and we really wanted to focus on the father-daughter story as well as the brother story, because parents can relate to a story like that. And it's kind of, in a way for parents too, it's like Back to the Future in reverse, where wouldn't it be interesting if you could be a child, revert into a child, and see how your kids do in school? Which, to be on a fly on a wall for parents is kind of a fun idea, and it really brought the heart to the film, the father-daughter story, where Tim could help his daughter with a problem that he couldn't do as a father, but he could do it as her weird new friend in school.
I love that you call him a weird new friend.
He's the weird new friend, yeah.
Well, you see, my daughter loves watching Boss Baby. She's a toddler. She loves Boss Baby, the original. She loves the TV show. So what can fans of the original Boss Baby, as well as the TV show, expect from the sequel?
I think there's, because our timeline is different from the series, it's 25 years later, it just brings in a whole new set of characters, a whole new set of fun. Jeff Goldblum is fantastic as a villain. I don't want to talk about his character too much because I don't want to spoil anything. And James Marsden playing now Tim as an adult. It's almost like having a different timeline for the movie just brings in a whole new, a whole new opportunity to bring in new characters, new worlds, new action sequences. And, we made this movie for the big screen, obviously, and we wanted to be there for kids and parents to get out of the house and go laugh together. But, it's also available on Peacock, which is great for us because when we make these movies, we want it to be seen by the widest group of people we can possibly show it to.
Now, one thing that I love that Amy and Alec just said is that this movie, this animation, it harkens back to an older time of animation where everything got zany and everything was like fun and exciting, and it was like this kaleidoscope of colors and action. Can you expand on that a little bit more? How this is that type of animation that we're all missing?
Well, that was my generation. I remember going to the theater and watching animated movies, and it felt like you were stepping into a world of art. And watching Bugs Bunny, a lot of the humor was in the physicality of it. And I think what makes Boss Baby unique, hopefully, is that, we can be kind of zany and silly and kind of slapsticky and fun, but we could also have sophisticated acting that our actors bring to it that warm your heart. And, because there is a nice message in this movie, for families saying, you can always have a second chance with family, even if you grow up and grow apart, and to take that opportunity to reconnect with a lost relative or that sort of thing, What's great is having like Alec Baldwin, who studied under Lee Strasberg for acting and also has great comedy chops. He's the perfect example, as well as Amy Sedaris, is having that sincerity as well as comedic humor in the film as well,
I mean, you have some powerhouses that are voicing the characters in your film. How was it directing them? It must have been so fun.
It is. And it's what's great is to see. It's like workshopping a play. you start with an idea for the character, but you get to work with these actors that invent characters. All of them do. Alec, Amy, James Marsden, Ariana Greenblatt, and Jeff Goldblum all contribute to their characters. So it's really fun in a way where you just get to read along with them in a room, and you see how the character develops and what they bring to it and what they add to it. Because we get their performance first, and then the animators take that vocal performance and are very much inspired by what the actors bring.
That's amazing. And you said that the first movie, harkening back to an old interview that you did, was a long overdue apology to your
to my brother.
So how would you describe this film?
It's the continuing story, because family always has drama. Family drama lasts a lifetime. And, as with my brother and sister and I, sometimes, we grew up, pursued our own interests, and we kind of grew apart. And after a while, sometimes you stop picking up the phone and calling one another because you're too busy. And we really wanted this movie, when people got out of it, not only to laugh, but to actually maybe call up their brother, sister, mother, grandmother, and give them a call and just say hi, or I'm sorry, or it's I love you, or And so that's what our ultimate goal was in making this film.
And when you're looking at the Boss Babies, I love that Amy, when she said that she read the script, she really related to her character. And I'm like, of course, you get to be a bossy baby. It's so awesome.
Yeah.
What Boss Baby do you relate to?
I'm on the, I need to take a page out of Tina's book, I think. When you're an animation director, you're working with so many people, and you have to create an environment where people feel comfortable adding ideas and free to add ideas and jokes and truths about their family. So Tina really embraces teamwork and camaraderie, and that's what every director needs to have, Where Boss Baby's more of a lone wolf, kind of do it alone. Tina's a little bit more inclusive. And she has a great family work-life balance, which we all need a little bit more of,
And I just got to ask, you're working with some of the funniest actors and comedians in the business. How did you keep a straight face? Wasn't it just hilarious every day that you were directing them? Like them improvising, going off, telling stories? It must have been so fun.
Yeah, the hardest part in working with all of them is not, because I'm in the room with them, is to cover my mouth to make sure that if I laugh, it doesn't ruin the take, And that's always one of the most challenging parts of the job. But it's just fun to see everybody get into character. Jeff Goldblum is so smart, and his character is very smart as well. But he'd be doing trivia between lines, asking us trivia questions just to get into his character. And he's an encyclopedia of knowledge, and he's really fun that way. And, it's interesting with these actors. And this is out of Carol Burnett's book. She had a quote in there that was really great. It's like, comedians say funny things, comic actors say things funny. And which is interesting to me, because I think our actors do both at the same time. Every one of them.
Perfect. Thank you so much. The movie was so much fun. My toddler loved it. So congratulations.
Oh, you saw it. So you liked it? And okay, good.
Good. So fun. It's so action-packed. I was like, wow, there's a lot going on. This is deep.
Did you get to see it in the theater?
No, I had to watch it at home.
Oh, that's fine. That's fine. That's the good thing about Peacock is people with really little kids, they can still watch it, well, hopefully theaters will open everywhere, and we'll see.
Yeah, we still get the family experience. We still get the movie experience, and your movie's going to be awesome, and it's going to be seen on the big screen, so it's amazing.
Yeah, the joy is being a kid's first movie. Do you remember your first movie?
I kind of got to watch movies a little bit later when I was like 7 or 8, and I'm trying to remember what I first saw in the movie theater. I remember I used to watch Goonies at home with my girlfriend. We used to have sleepovers and eat hot dogs in the morning for breakfast and watch Goonies.
Yeah, that was popular. I think I was in high school when Goonies came out, but it's fun. That's such a big impression. Some of the first movies you see, they stick with you for life. It's really interesting.
What was your first movie?
I think It's a Mad, 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 Mad World, which is very old. But I just remember my parents would take us to see the Pink Panther movies with Peter Sellers. I don't know if you know those movies, but my brother and sister and I would laugh at all the slapstick stuff, and my parents would laugh at all the kind of the highbrow humor. But we'd all have a great time doing it together. So that's kind of our ambition with the Boss Baby movies, is to kind of entertain the parents as much as the kids. That's really important.